everyone, I'm Lana Kerr, founder and CEO of Lumisque Skincare. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, about the company, and how I got involved with forming CO2 Lift. So I'm going to answer some questions that people have asked me, just to give you a little history. Okay, so I am married for 22 years, I have 2 boys, and I live in Weston, Florida. But let's take it back 48 years. I was born in Washington, D.C. My parents were at Howard University. My mother was in dental school, and my father was finishing up his master's in business. But I grew up in Jamaica, so I'm a Jamaican girl, through and through. Our family has always been entrepreneurial. I guess most Jamaicans are, but our family certainly is. My father would always say, find a need and fill it. And so my earliest business, I was 14 years old. And I really discovered that I enjoyed providing solutions to people's problems. So similar to the finding a need and fill it. Okay, so my educational and career background is in accounting and finance. And I worked with some of the top companies in the world in that area, and I enjoyed helping people in that way. You know, your finances are very important. I mean, I've heard so many stories, jokes in relation to finance and how people will kill someone who loses their retirement money, but they would probably not murder the doctor who didn't save their son. That's a joke, but the point is that it's important to people. However, my true passion really is in the health and beauty industry. And so I went back to school and studied nutrition. And then I opened my own unique brand of weight loss called Your Fat Loss Coach. And we have helped thousands of individuals to get to their ideal body fat percentage. We did individual one-on-one coaching with persons to discover the root cause behind their weight issues or their inability to lose weight. And then we had a solution that would address the issues in a real sense. I mean, that is something that I'm very passionate about and still am, because it actually changed my own life. I feel like anything that I've ever been behind, the only way to create that intensity and that passion for me is for me to benefit myself. And that's what happened with Your Fat Loss Coach. Because you see, to get people to their ideal self is so important to them. And they become better individuals, better fathers, mothers, employers, just better people when they feel good and they look good. So then, going over to the beauty industry, eventually we opened up a spa on a full service day spa on beautiful Las Olas. And that's really where we focus more on, on the beauty aspect of it. And, I'm always looking for something to be an edge, something to be different, something to be innovative in a business. And I was always looking for that with beauty. So it was so interesting when we came upon some clients that had benefited from something called Carboxy therapy, which was really subcutaneous. It's with needles. So it was injectable Carboxy therapy. Caught my attention. I said, that is unique. Our team did research, and it was safe and it was effective. I was seeing the results on these clients, and it's something that I said, okay, how can we incorporate this? But then the drawback is that it's painful, and so therefore, and if needles are involved, it would limit us. So in further research, we found in Japan a group of scientists that developed a transdermal application of Carboxy therapy. You see, Carboxy therapy is over 85 years old, and it's always been done with needles, injectables. So to find a way that's delivered to the skin, no pain, it was like, oh my goodness. So our team got with these people in Japan, and then we partnered and we birthed CO2 Lift, which is the only proven transdermal carboxy therapy on the market. We did the medical studies. It's been published in PubMed. And what was appealing about this is that it was developed for wound victims, for burn victims, for wound healing. And when a product has that history, the aesthetic benefit is very clear. So to have a gel application, a mask, a simple mask you put on your face or your body, and it's going to do that. It's going to reverse years from your skin. One of the biggest things that you see with the CO2 lift is hydration. And I feel like you cannot underestimate that. I like to say that you don't get old, you dry up. You know, your skin, you think about a grape and a raisin. You know, what's the difference between the two? One is just no water. The raisin is just a dried up grape. Well, we all want our skin to look like a grape, full and smooth. And that's what CO2 does. It actually increases the hydration in the skin, and it gives the skin the ability to be able to hold more moisture. I love it. I love the fact that it doesn't really compete with anything. I mean, if you use this treatment, what you're going to experience is better results from your own skincare line that you're using right now. So it's a wonderful thing to add. So the CO2 Lift Carboxy Gel is very versatile. So we started with the face and body. And, you know, it's used as a standalone, in anti-aging. Any skincare routine should have CO2 Lift, just done at least once a month. You normally start with a series, one every week, minimum of 3. I did, you know, I'm older, I did 7, and then I do 1 every 2 weeks. But you really want to do at least 1 every 3 weeks, okay? If you can afford it, do more. So we started with that. Then we got into after laser, because we did more studies and doctors were playing around with it more. It's so great after laser. It's great after any type of procedure to help to accelerate healing. So that's another thing that we got into that, and more in the wound care. In fact, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a little while. But because transdermal carboxy therapy is so versatile, we looked at what injectable carboxy therapy is being used for. Another way they were using it was for vaginal rejuvenation. For over 25 years, they've been using injectable carboxy therapy in that area. So we think, why not do something that's going to work with that? And we did. The results are incredible. Not only do we have the clinicals to prove it, but dozens and dozens of women who are talking about the results. I mean, ranging from in their early 20s to in their 70s that are really benefiting from this treatment is very rewarding and very fulfilling. You talk about fulfilling a need, that's a need. And that's a need that most women don't even talk about. So I'm really happy about it. And the fact that the solution is you can do that in the privacy of your own home. No one needs to know. Okay, so where are we going? What are we seeing in our future? Well, a few of our doctors who have been using it for wound care, for diabetic wound care, have been getting such great results that we decided to invest in another clinical, just focused on that. And I think that medical application is going to really transform this product for us, because we're seeing results in as little as 4 applications. 4 applications will heal a stage 3 ulcer wound. Really incredible. So that's kind of where the direction we're going. So we have the face and body, we have the vaginal, and now we're going into more wound healing. So some people ask me about a tip. What's a tip I would give to our best-selling product? Well, first of all, right now our best-selling product is obviously the face. That's been around longer. People have more experience with that. And so I would say, use it. That's a tip. It's 45 minutes of your life. Use it, watch TV, read a book. You're going to benefit. But if I was going to be a little bit more specific, I would say when you mix it, you have to make sure and cover not only up to the lash line, but over the eye. I see so many videos on Instagram, on YouTube of people doing it, and they're missing that. Cover the top of the eye. You're going to, what product can you put, or treatment that you can put above there that's going to give these type of results? I don't know of any. That's not going to be painful. So to be able to have this, apply it to the top of your eye. Make sure you have it on thick enough. So don't be stingy. Don't take one mask and put it on your boyfriend or your husband or your daughter or some other friend. Make them buy their own mask. Use a mask on yourself, and one is going to cover just your face and up to your neck area. If you have a very tiny face, maybe you'll get a little more coverage out of it. But certainly your face thick enough, eyelid, 45 minutes, peel it off. That would be my tip. But if I have to say something more, I'm going to have to definitely talk about the vaginal product. Listen, ladies, listen. This is skin, okay? It's just simply skin between the legs. I always say the face gets your partner, this keeps your partner. do not neglect that area for your own self. You're going to not only, I'm not talking about the cosmetic aspect alone, I'm talking about the functionality. Okay, this will improve it for you. So there you have it. I hope I was able to shed a little light on who I am, on why I got involved in this. Please feel free to ask me any question down below. Put your comments. I'd be happy to answer. And all I can say is, it's keep it glowing.